Good day Royals, and welcome back to our stream. In this video I will simply be going over how to log into your live account, and it would be also the same thing for a demo account, as we would have installed the MT5 application on our PC. Normally there will be a window that will have the options to enter in your credentials, but in this case I will simply be doing it from scratch, which will be to go to File, and then you can tap on log into trade account. Here you can enter in the login details. For me it would be, and I will simply enter my password. At the bottom here you will be able to see the servers that you will be able to log on to. So in this case we are just simply selecting the only server that is available, and I will tap OK. And there we go. That suggests that I would have logged in successfully on this account. To see the terminal, I can tap on Control T, and that will bring up my terminal window here at the bottom. And if I were to go to trade, we would see that the 50 USD that I would have sent across from my exchange, which is OKX, is now here on the account. That is as simple as it can get for logging into your trade account. It will essentially be the same for logging into a demo account. You would simply come to login trade account, and of course you would enter the credentials here for your demo account. Alright, so I will close this off. Normally I would adjust my window up here, because there are some tools that I definitely do not need to use, and I think I can clear that up right now. So I can right click to the top and I can go to customize, and when this window opens here, there are certain tools. There are a lot of tools that is here embedded with MT5, but I won't be using a lot of these tools, so you can either insert or remove. As you can see, we have several options to the top here, so I will remove some. So I do not use the arrow, so I will remove that. I do not use Fibonacci retracement, so I will remove that. Nor do I use the channel. I will remove that. Trend lines, we don't need that. Horizontal lines can be something that can be used, as well as vertical lines can be something that can be used. On this side of the pane here, I will scroll through to see what else I can possibly use. Simple as a rectangle, this can come in handy, so I will insert that. And that's pretty much about all I may use. I may use an arrowed line, so I will insert that. And the idea is just to keep the chart looking as simple as possible, because we definitely do not need all of these tools here. Right, once this is on this side here, in order to show in any particular order, you can simply tap here and click up, and it will move it accordingly. As you can see it adjusting up here, or we can go down, and it's that simple to adjust anything on your pane here. And then I will click on close. I believe for the time frame I can adjust that as well. Now for persons who like to scalp, which is not recommended, you can go down to as low as the 2-minute time frame on MT5. Alright, and then you can go up to as much as a 12-hour time frame. So let's see what it is we have here. We have the 5-minute, 15. I would remove my 30-minute, the 1 hour, 4 hours, the daily, weekly, and monthly. I can also remove the 1 minute because we are not looking down so low. as well as I can leave the 5 minutes, just for, you know, sometimes you may see a particular setup and you may just look for a confirmation on the 5 minutes in conjunction with the 50 minutes. So I may just leave the 5 minute there. It's not something I may do, but because I will execute on the 15 minutes, but you know, just to get a little bit clarity as to what is happening on the 15-minute time frame, I may just leave this here. All right, so I will click close, and let's see if we can adjust this. Now these are simply options if you want to take screenshots as well as full screen. So you have several things that I may not necessarily need because there are shortcuts on the keyboard to be able to enable these, but I would not really necessarily use them. So let's see what it is we have here on the display. New chart, profiles. Profiles is something that you can utilize to showcase if you have several charts in a particular order. You can have that as a profile. Let's say, for instance, you have EUR/USD, you have USD/JPY, AUD/JPY, and GBP/USD. You can have that as your Forex pairs. And then another profile can be NAS 100, US 30. You can have gold as well as you can have oil, right? So that would be another profile, right? So that is this option here. I do not need this, so I will remove that. Also, we are not interested in that, nor this, nor this, nor this. Algo trading would be referring to an expert advisor, and we do not necessarily use bots. There are some expert advisors that you can utilize, and an example of that can be having an expert advisor that can display on the charts, which is something that I use for MT5 and MT4. This will just display the sessions of the market itself. So that is an algo that you can use, or an expert advisor, but it is not a trading bot. All right, but I don't necessarily have to enable this because I'm not using an expert advisor. New order would be for when you are about to execute a trade. All right, I can leave that there. The bar chart is not something that I would use. We only use candles, but of course the line chart itself is good. All right, zoom in and zoom out is standard on MT4 and MT5, so I will leave that there. Tile windows, of course, that just bunches up all the windows in a uniform fashion. Once it is you tap on tile windows, that is this option right here. Auto scroll is always there, and yeah, that's about it. If you want to take a screenshot, if you're just using MT4 or MT5 to take a picture, you can just tap on this option here, which is this right here, and this will allow you to save the picture of your chart window. All right, and that is pretty much all right there. I don't think I necessarily need to adjust anything. It's fine just like that. And that is simply it for me just having my main options up here for functionality. So let's see if we can load up a chart. Now, seeing as I have loaded up one of my charts, wow, this has already pushed. I actually missed this morning star right here from yesterday, unfortunately, and I actually missed the secondary entry, unfortunately. But us at Fishing for Pips, we don't miss opportunities. We just learn and we execute. All right, so there will be another opportunity being presented here, and look at this beautiful trade right here. This would have been the entry. I stayed out of the market, and look at how many pips it has already pushed. 120 pips. Nice. So as this is one chart that I have loaded up, let's load up another one. This will be a major pair. I will load up 4 pairs. Let's see, yes, let's go with a minor. I don't have a minor there. Alright, so this gives me an option to showcase how to add another pair if you are not seeing it here. Alright, so the pair that I am currently looking for would be EUR JPY. And in order to do so, I will simply click on this yellow icon right here. This will bring up this window, and in here is where you would basically find all of the instruments that are being traded from any broker. You can choose stocks. What do they have? Right, they also have the NASDAQ. Nice. And of course, these would be all the companies that are listed on the NASDAQ. There are a lot of them. So in my case, I am looking for EUR JPY, so I will simply click on Forex. And this is a minor pair. Once you have seen this here, these would be all the options that are available on the minor pairs. Anything that is highlighted in yellow, that just simply means it is also highlighted from the drop-down window. Now we are looking to see if we can find EUR JPY. Let's see. Here we go. All right. As you can see at the bottom here, it will also give you all the information about each one of those pairs. It's a lot of details if it is you want to go through. All right. It will even have the option if you were to go into swaps. You would be swapping the currencies. On Wednesdays, you typically pay more for your swaps. And for here, if you are swapping short, if you are going short, I will give an example of that, but if you are going from one day into the next day after the day ends at the end of the New York session, which is between, I believe, 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, thereabouts. If I were in a trade that was going short, well, my swaps would be negative. But of course, if I was going long with that trade on EUR JPY, I would be in positive. All right, my swaps would be positive. Right, so you will see all the details for that particular pair once it is you come to select any one of your pairs here. Right, so I will just simply double click, and this will enable it to be showcased on the drop down window. All right, any major pair that you're looking for, well, all the major pairs are already selected here. And we don't necessarily trade exotics, but you can find all exotic pairs here as well. In terms of commodities, let's see what they have for energy. All right, you have natural gas, crude oil, and Brent crude oil. All right, metals would be, precious metals would be, of course, gold and silver. We have palladium. We have platinum. And what is the base? We have copper, aluminum. So I guess you guys get the ideas. Even for indices, you would see all the indices here as well too. Right, so even cryptos, they allow us to even trade cryptos. So if you are interested in making some extra, I believe with cryptos, the idea for me would be to go for the long game with any one of these cryptos if I were to use this platform to trade cryptos. All right, and what is custom? We don't know what custom is. All right, so that would be about it for this. Now, if I were to come here again and I was to click here and I was to come to Forex and I would go to minor again, now we would see EUR JPY. All right, and the last pair that I think I would load up would be USD CHF. Now these are the 4 pairs that I would personally be watching. You can watch whatever pair that you would appreciate watching, and this is where this tile window option comes in here. All right, it's just going to arrange the window as non-overlapping tiles. As we can see here, this is overlapping, so I can only see this, and now once I do that, it actually automatically fits it in a very good, nice tile. If I were to close my terminal and I were to tap on this again, it would actually maximize this window. All right, so that is how you would be able to get your charts and neaten up your MT5 area here, right? I would probably just take a screenshot of this as, let me see, I can do either the active chart or I can actually do the entire workspace. And as this is, let me see, I will deselect this because this will actually want you to log into your MQL5 account to post it online. And I am going to be doing this for my personal references. So seeing as this is my first time using this particular account, I will do a screenshot. And it will basically save it. I can save it anyway, but in this case, I'll just save it as the default. All right, I do not have permission to save it there, so maybe I can, it's not necessary, but maybe I can actually select pictures. And I will create a new folder. Let's go to this folder, and now I will tap on save. All right, so you can see right here, it would have actually saved this as a picture, and it saves it in great detail too. You can really zoom in there. We're in the matrix. All right, so pretty fine details. Is this the, oh crap, I got lost for a bit there. Right, so now that we have already set up our terminal, we have our pairs that we may be watching. Now, I personally like to clean up my screen. I like my screens to be pretty much neat without the grids on it. So, to do so and to make this look a little bit more user-friendly for me, I will right-click, I will go to Properties, and now I can select here. Actually, I'm just going to go to custom. There's not a custom. Let's see how black and white. So black and white, if I was to choose that, it will just change it here. The reason I'm going to go through this is so that you can see how to save a template, so that whenever you open a new terminal or a new window, you will be able to just load the template and it will showcase however it looks here. So if I were to tap on OK, this one will change like this. Now I'm going to create a custom template. Now I'll right click, I'll go to Properties, and normally has an option here for custom, but in terms of custom, I will just select the option. So for the terminal, I can choose white as the background. The foreground, now this is something you need to pay mind to. Your foreground is where you will see your numbers, your pips, your counts. So as you can see right here, you're seeing the numbers as well as you're seeing the date and time. Right, so that's the foreground, and once I actually changed it here, you'll see it show up here again. So that would be that. Grid, I can actually put it as white because again, I mentioned I like to see my background clean. Bar up would be your wicks, so I will select blue. Let's see how that will look as blue. Bar down again for me would be, I can choose crimson. Let's choose crimson. Let's do the actual body. Bar up, and the candle, sorry, down. Crimson again. So now you can have an idea of how it's looking here. Line chart would be, where can I see a line chart? I believe it's considered the doji candles on MT5 or MT4. It's not needed. And I think everything else can stay as is. Let's go to show. The ticker, as you can see, it's blinking right here. So this is the ticker. I do not need to show the open high, low close values, right? Those are these values here. I don't necessarily need to see that. The trading buttons, this is for when we are going to be either market executing. That is the option that will show up right here on each one of these windows. Right, it is already there. I want to show the ask line, right? So this is basically the spread you're going to see now for any particular pair or any particular trade. All right, so we have both of them, both bid and ask. All right, we don't necessarily need to show that last line. Period separators is basically when the session actually closes and transfers. So right now we are going to be going through where the swap comes in, and I do not need to see the grid. We already made the grid white, but I am taking that off so I wouldn't see the grid. Tick volume would be down at the bottom. I also do not need to see the tick volume, so I remove that. Nor do I need to see the real volumes. All right. Now, of course, this would be able to show where you may have taken a trade and whether you have lost or won that trade. You will actually see those being represented on the chart. All right, and I think that is pretty much it for being able to create a template. I will tap on OK. Now look at the difference here, right? So you can see how the candles are looking. Let's close this in a little bit. My, this was a beautiful trade on EUR JPY. I missed both trades on AUD JPY as well as EUR JPY. Right, now look how you're seeing the spreads are moving here. Now I am going to create this as a template. So I'm going to right click, I'm going to come to template, and now I want to save this template. And I will name this template .1.0. Save. Now, once I have, for instance, if this was a new chart that I would have loaded up, if I wanted to change this, I can simply right click and I can come to templates, and now my template is already saved here and it's going to just automatically load it up for me. All right, and this will load up my template here as well. So if I were to come and open up a new window and I were to just right click and go to templates, automatically it's going to showcase the template. With a template, what it will do, it will save the chart with the time frame as well too. An example of that would be if I were on the 15-minute chart, it will save all the details that you would have saved the template as, and any page that you load up. For instance, let's go here and let's go to the daily time frame. Right, as this is on the daily time frame, as you can see, if I were to go to load the template, well, typically it should set it back to the 1 hour, but I believe that is not how it is here right now. But you would see the bid and the ask price here. Everything is loaded up here. All right, so that is pretty much it with regards to setting up your MT4, well, your MT5, with regards to logging into your account, as well as finding your pairs to load up, loading up your pairs. And now the last thing I will do, this is your profile window, so I can save this as fishing for pips. So this would be my profile, so that anytime I'm looking to come here to load up a profile, and for instance I just logged in the terminal and it's potentially at it on its default. What is default? We don't have. All right, so this would be, for instance, look at the difference here. We have, this is a profile for the British pound, right? And all it did was basically give you a daily time frame, a 4-hour time frame, a 1-hour time frame, and a 30-minute time frame. All right, so this is a profile. Let's see if I can load another one. Profile for the euro. Same thing, you have the daily, 4 hour, 1 hour, and 30 minutes. And now if you were to load fishing for pips, this will be my fishing for pips, because these are the 4 pairs that I'm currently monitoring. All right, that's pretty much all there is to know for now. If you do have any questions, of course, do feel free to reach out, because we are here to assist you to become your best version with regards to the markets and analyzing to be successful. All right, let's put this here. This is just basically, this tool, this option here is just basically making sure that my charts are always going to be lined up here rather than right on the edge right here. All right, so if I click this chart and I click on that, it pushes the chart back, so it will always be right around here. And that is pretty much it, guys. So I hope this video was insightful, and of course, until the next video, do have a splendid and awesome day, guys. Cheers.